For this video, we're going to try to do a quick review on a property. I had a buddy of mine call and say, hey, I want to invest in Western Michigan. I said, okay, great. That sounds like a perfect idea. Let's check out what you might run into. So the first thing we talked about was him actually finding a property. I mentioned to him, hey, you might want to consider the 1% RV ratio. He said, what's that? I said, well, hey, check out some of our previous videos. I might just go ahead and link that here for you. Yeah, if you don't know what that is, then go ahead and check out that video. Come on back here and you'll see what we're talking about. The second thing I talked to him about was, hey, the schools. Let's find an area that has really good schools so we can get a nice family in there that'll stay for 2, 4, 6, 8, or 12 years while their children are going through the school system. The next thing I said was, let's look at some repairs that may need to be done just based on some property we find. So, okay, let's go ahead and look at a property we found and do a quick evaluation here. Hopefully we can be done with this video in like less than, 20 minutes. All right, here we go. So we found this property near Grand Rapids, Michigan. It just happened to be in a great school system and only cost $179,900 for a 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 some odd square foot house, assuming they measured it the right way. Never trust their measurements. Always trust the county recorder to be more accurate than that. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Looks to be one of those pre-manufactured homes. Got a nice little porch, a little looking good driveway here. We can pull this picture up, make it a little bigger. Got the nice driveway. This here, got some grass. That's good. Fence over here. New roof. Okay. Garage door, good. It's only a 1-car garage there. That should be okay. Hopefully that goes a little further back, so maybe they can squeeze 2 in there if there's some bad weather. Looks to be an air conditioner right here. Doesn't look like we'll be getting central air with this property. Up to you what you want to do with that. I would, if this were my property, I'd go ahead and slap in a central air unit. If this does not have it, let's check out some other stuff on here. Okay, so they want, let's say $180,000 for this property. I want to get this property for $170,000. We might be able to put in an offer for that, considering it's been on the market for 2 weeks. We'll discuss how to do that a little later on. For $180,000, we will want to rent this property for $1,800 per month. We went ahead and checked out the area here. We have 3 beds and 2 baths somewhere around here and down here. And a little ways over here, renting for about $1,500 to $1,700 per month. There actually weren't any 4-bedroom houses available within this whole search area we had for less than $4,000 per month. So I'd say it's a pretty safe bet. We'll get pretty close to or right at $180,000 1% RV ratio of $1,800 per month to rent this house. Looking down the pictures here, looks like it's nice and staged, fairly new. Got a ceiling fan there, that's always nice. Maybe they're living here, I don't know. Looks like they're got a little postal meter, something like that there. Not sure what that is. Yeah, they did a good job cleaning it up for the pictures. Looks like we have some good flooring, that's good. We don't want to replace that. So far, from what I see in this little box of pictures here, is that this would pretty much be a turnkey. If we have a renter in mind, we can probably get them moved right in within a couple of days of closing. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. Yep, here we go. Nice little living room. Got this big thing here. Confirm we have an air conditioner coming through the window. If this were my place, I would go ahead and replace that with central air, assuming there's ductwork in the house already. I would think there is, as it's a manufactured home. I just don't see any in this picture. Let's look and see ducting. Maybe not. I don't know how they would heat this house without ductwork. Oh yeah, there's a duct right here. We're seeing a little a little duct right here. Yep. That is D-U-C-T, not D-U-C-K, for those of you who might have heard me quack there. Okay, so we have ductwork, so we can probably put in central air pretty easily in this house. And it actually turns out that was not a postal meter. It appears to be some sort of giant printing press. maybe that comes with the house. If it does, that's probably worth about 10 grand right there. You'd be able to go ahead and sell that bad boy on the old eBay. And if you have a truck, probably drop it off to somebody who will give you a good chunk of change for that. Well, let's try to negotiate that into the purchase. Yeah, it's either a printing press or some sort of gas chamber. Not sure. Okay, what else we got? Hey, look at this carpet. Look, all this stuff looks really good. Looks really turnkey. We got some linoleum, or not, I'm sorry, not linoleum. We got a laminate counter for the sink here. If a renter goes ahead and destroys that, we'll go ahead and replace this whole vanity later on with something a little nicer. It only cost us about $150 or $200 with a actual hard surface here, instead of this cheap laminate that's going to break up over time. These little edges are going to flap off as everybody stands up and comes over here from this toilet. We talked before about toilets. You want to make sure your toilet is one of these big ones here. You don't want a little tiny one like this, because then you're going to have, like we said before, some big old guy walk in here, and you're going to see that, and he's not going to fit on it. And then he's not going to rent your house. He's, he's not going to tell you it's because of the toilet. He's just not going to rent it until you don't like it. Okay, good. Shower comes with a door. That's fine. All right, good stuff here. Okay. Ooh, jacuzzi tub. Okay, this is one of my little pet peeves here in a rental property. I would go ahead and replace this with a standard bathtub of some kind, because I don't feel like the renter getting his kids' little G.I. Joes sucked up into the system and breaking the whole thing. So we'd replace that with maybe a large size bathtub so it fits the profile here, so we don't have to do any more drywall or anything. As long as we could find one that fits in with this toilet being right here, we'd be able to go ahead and do that for under $1,000. Then we'd have to worry about fixing that bad boy. Okay, good. That's the only downside I see so far. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Look, comes with a nice garage. Check this out. We don't even need to look and see. We can tell it has a 2-car garage at least, with plenty of storage for your ATVs and go-karts and lawn tractor. The other thing I'd do is maybe try to negotiate a lawn tractor into that, and if you're into ATVs, maybe take that for yourself. Okay, good. All right, good stuff. Oh yeah, there's our garage. Yeah, looks, we probably need to do some work on that. Doesn't look perfect. As long as this door works here, and it's got this little slider thing going back and forth. That's good. A barn door. Just close that right off. Probably gets pretty snowy out here in western Michigan. I don't know if it comes with this. Yeah, if you see stuff like this in the yards, we kind of talked about it before, but if they have all this kind of crap out here, make sure you put in any purchase agreement that you want them to remove the debris in the yard. Otherwise, they're going to go ahead and leave this here. And I'll tell you what, you're not going to be able to use that as a surfboard on Lake Michigan. So you're going to be throwing that in a trash can somehow. Okay. All right, so we went ahead and looked at that house. We can rent it for $1,800 in that area, so it would fit our 1% RV ratio. The schools, let's go to a picture of those schools. We took some of that. And then as far as repairs, for repairs, I didn't really see much needs to be done in there. You want to put some central air in, plan on about $3,500 for that in this area of the country. It's not like you need some giant unit, because it's rarely hot in western Michigan. You'd probably be able to get away with that window unit for a year or two if you wanted to. Kind of up to you. You'll probably get more rent out of it if it has the central air, and the central air would more than pay for itself. Okay, I said about 2 minutes ago, let's check out schools. So let's go look at the schools for this property. So we went ahead and took this screen cap so I don't have to scroll around on the picture of that property over there, because it is a pain in the butt to edit that out and takes forever. But you can see this is 8 and a 6 for my buddy. That was fine. You'd be able to get a good family in there. He's just going to verify the high school's good as well. I'm sure it is. If you have an 8 for, whatever that is, and 6 for a middle school, I'm sure you'll get a 6 or better for a high school. He's going to make sure on that before he makes any offers on the property or goes to take a look at it, but that'll probably take him about 5 minutes when he searches the property address. So we took a look at the schools there. One thing we need to consider for western Michigan is pitfalls of the area. You can imagine western Michigan right on Lake Michigan or within 20 or 30 miles of it. You're going to get a lot of snow. So when you go ahead and buy that property, you're going to want to go ahead and negotiate in the lease with the tenant that they're responsible for snow removal. If you don't do that, then you're going to be calling a snowplow probably every week during the winter to go out there and plow their driveway so that they can get out of it. You can always let them know they're responsible for snow removal, and then if it's really bad, maybe gift them a plow or two. Have somebody go out there and plow it once or twice during the year. As long as they're paying their rent on time, make it a little bonus for them. Taxes. So let's go take a look at the taxes on that property, because this is something you kind of have to pay attention to. All right, so property taxes here, $2,500 at the $180,000 price point. Let's plan on that. But what you have to know, a little pitfall of the area, you want to make sure you take a look at the state that you're purchasing property in for rentals. I typically recommend things south of Michigan. You want to kind of avoid Michigan, Illinois, New York, and then we're going to go ahead and avoid the entire west coast of the country. But in Michigan, it's been reported that when the state finds out or the county finds out that, you know what, you're not living in a house, they're going to go ahead and double that right there. Or maybe 50% more. So you're going to go from $200 a month in property taxes. You could be at $300 or $400 per month in property taxes in the state. Look, people, you got to pay attention to the locality you're in. You got to pay attention to the state. Michigan just happens to be one of those blue states. And you really, really want to stick with red states there as much as you can. Something like Florida, something like Texas, somewhere, that's more conservative than liberal. And you'll probably save some money on taxes. So just keep that in mind when looking at this property. I would say my buddy's probably going to want to rent this for $1,900 to $2,000 per month. He may very well be able to get that out of the property if he puts in central air, which is totally worth it. And then that'll more than take care of those extra property taxes that he gets to write off anyway. Okay, so we're back here at Pitfalls. We went over the taxes. Those are going to go ahead and be probably $3,000 to $4,000 per year on that house once my buddy switches it over to a rental property. Talk about snow removal. We're going to go ahead and get that taken care of in the lease. So you want to talk about regulations in the area. This particular property happened to be outside of Grand Rapids in Wyoming, Michigan, or very near Wyoming, Michigan. When you get outside of those cities, you typically have less regulations. But what I'm going to recommend he does is go ahead and look up local laws for rental properties. If you do that and put in the city name and the county name before you make an offer, you'll have a better idea of what's going to happen when you actually purchase the property and put a renter in it. This information is typically very much available on any type of internet search, because I guarantee you there's other landlords in that area that either rave about it or complain about whatever the regulations happen to be. You might find a Reddit thread. You might find just a posting by the city. Just whatever there is out there, it will say something about regulations for that particular area. I guarantee it. So this can't really be financial advice, as it's a YouTube channel. If you plan on taking financial advice from me, go ahead and start a fire. Throw your computer on top of it. While you're at it, throw your wallet on there. Take anything else of value and throw it on top as well. And just watch it burn. Because you'll end up with more at the end than you would by taking any of my advice. I'm just a YouTuber. Okay, so if you're going to start buying a property, what you want to do with that particular property is go ahead and contact the realtor. Once you get a hold of the realtor, explain who you are. Hey, I'm Jim Jones out here. Just tell them you're a real estate investor looking for some rental properties in the area. You saw this house. It looks like it could be a pretty good value for you. And you wanted to talk a little bit more about it. As long as they're okay with that, you can go into a little bit about it. Tell them, hey, that house looks really nice. You guys are really smart selling it right now. It's a really tight market, all this stuff. Maybe say a little slower than I do. I'm trying to get through this video here before, 6 p.m. dinner time, which is 2 hours from now. But anyway, compliment them, tell them the house looks really nice. You want to come out and take a look at it, or you want to have your realtor go look at it if you're not local, and let them know what you plan on doing. Go ahead and build some rapport with that realtor. A lot of people don't know this word. That is rapport. It's not report. It's not report. It is rapport. And I believe that's the correct spelling of it. I did misspell a word in a previous video. If you can find that, go ahead and leave a comment below. Anyway, you want to tell that realtor, hey, it's really good. Want to hear a little bit about you. How many houses have you sold? Oh, it's a great market right now. Yeah, et cetera, et cetera. Just tell them a little bit more about yourself and get them to trust you a little bit. From there, either on that first call or a later call, you can start to feel out pricing. Go ahead and ask them once they're comfortable, hey, why is this person selling this house? Just kind of wondering. It seems like a really good area. And you don't know what they might say. They might say, oh, they got a job over on the other side of Michigan. Oh, they are getting a divorce and have to get rid of it quickly. You just don't know. But ideally, you want to ask that question politely and after you've built the rapport with them. And they'll typically give you a little bit of info. Keep in mind, they have their client's interest in mind, not yours. But you never know. You can kind of read between the lines there. And if they say something like, oh, the client's trying to get out of the house for, a new job or whatever, they had to move out of town, then hey, you can probably get into that house for a little bit less than they're asking for it and go from there. Just ask questions like that. See if you can feel out pricing. Just don't come out and straight ask, hey, what's the lowest they'll go? Just kind of ask them what they're looking at, what their situation is to get out of the house. And you'll end up pretty good there with being able to know if you can get a discount or not after even that first or the second call. All right, next slide. So if you want to go ahead and buy that house, you're going to want to go look at our video on negotiating a real estate deal. That'll be posted shortly, so sorry if you're watching this and have to wait. Probably get that one up for you tomorrow. But yeah, there's certain things you can do to get into that. See if you can get a better deal on that house, and then go from there. So check that out, and we'll be going over to our last slide here. So that's just a quick introduction there on how to review a property quickly. It took us maybe 5 or 10 minutes to pull that property up and actually determine that it was a good rent-to-value ratio. Hopefully this video ends up less than 15 minutes and we'll have less than an hour into this whole thing. Okay, so up here there's going to be like a little subscribe thing. Go ahead and click it right there. Down here there's a thumb. It points up. Right below this, it's pointing up. And then over here there's a video. Go ahead and click that one. Maybe it's the one on negotiating. Don't really know. All right. Thanks, everybody.